As Do-kyung gets closer to the photo booth, where both Do-hee and Gu-won are, Do-hee panics, as does Gu-won, as his power doesn't work. Gu-won leans in to kiss Do-hee to prevent Do-kyung from catching them. Do-kyung sees Gu-won's back, covering Do-hee, as he kisses her, and Do-kyung quickly walks away. Gu-won immediately reasoned out that he only kissed Do-hee to prevent Do-kyung from seeing them. Do-hee wants to check the coin locker, but nothing is inside. The beggar saw them and talked about mysterious things related to what was happening to Do-hee and Gu-won. At Do-hee's home, Gu-won tests his powers while holding Do-hee's arm. And there is no problem with his powers now. Gu-won orders Bok-ju to bring all his necessary stuff to Do-hee's home. But Do-hee got annoyed because Gu-won's stuff occupied almost the whole house. She orders Gu-won to take his things away. Gu-won doesn't want to go back home. He called his phone and asked him why he was not coming home. But Gu-won still doesn't want to go back and instead stays in his car with his stuff. Sa-kun starts to investigate the Sunwol Foundation and sees the old picture of Gu-won. He calls Do-hee right away and meets her at her house. He showed the picture to Do-hee and told her that he found Gu-won suspicious, but Do-hee just brushes it off. As Sa-kun is leaving the building, he sees Gu-won in his car and asks him to have a talk with him. They go to a bar, and Sa-kun immediately tells Gu-won that he finds him suspicious and threatens to destroy him if he hurts Do-hee. Meanwhile, drunk Ga-young encounters someone who wants to take advantage of her. But Gu-won came and saved her, just like she remembered the first time they met. Gu-won admits that his relationship with Do-hee is just for show and to pacify Ga-young's feelings. At the Sunwol Foundation, the killer managed to enter Gu-won's room and put a listening device under his desk. He also managed to get the demon's manual. Gu-won goes to Do-hee's home and is startled to see Do-hee still waiting for him in the living room. He is happy that Do-hee is worried about him. Gu-won wants to recharge, and they went to bed together, while Gu-won is holding Do-hee's arm. They both pretended that they would not be able to sleep, but they rested well until morning. Gu-won opens his eyes and sees Do-hee sound asleep. He can't help but be mesmerized by her natural beauty. Then he pretended to be sleeping when Do-hee woke up and opened her eyes. She too can't help but watch how good-looking Gu-won is. And slowly, Gu-won opened his eyes, and they both stared into each other's eyes for a long time, until Do-hee's cell phone broke the spell. An online community accuses Do-hee of murdering the chairman to get the inheritance. They go to the vlogger and teach him some lessons he will never forget. Do-hee thinks that Sok-min is behind all of this. Sa-kun's suspicion grew when, just a minute ago, Do-hee and Gu-won were inside the office, and in a couple of minutes, they just disappeared. Then, Gu-won got a call from Bok-ju, informing him of the loss of his manual. Do-hee and Gu-won then teleported to Gu-won's room and couldn't find the manual. Meanwhile, the killer is listening to them through the device he puts under Gu-won's desk while reading the demon's manual. Ga-young will practice her performance. Do-hee together with Gu-won watch the rehearsal, but Gu-won's thought is somewhere else. He remembers his dreams about the woman who is sword dancing just like Ga-young. As they prepare to leave the building, the gang, Wild Dogs, enters and approaches them. But again, Gu-won's power starts to malfunction, so they plan to run away from the gang. Unexpectedly, they want Gu-won to be their leader and tell him to order them anything, and they will do it. Gu-won takes Do-hee home and tells her that he will be back soon. He just needs to be present at the press conference for Ga-young's performance. While preparing Gu-won's favorite desserts, Do-hee hears the doorbell ring. But Gu-won is not the one who is at the door. It was the detective and another police officer. She was being arrested for the murder of the chairman. Do-hee is being detained in the investigation room. Sa-kun visits her and comforts her. Then, Gu-won receives a call from Da-jing, informing him of Do-hee's arrest. He immediately runs off, and as he leaves the building, he bumps into the killer. The killer stabbed Gu-won's chest with a knife. He wants to escape and go to Do-hee. But he slowly succumbed to his injury, as he bleeds profusely.